Like and subscribe. Pretty please. Who's wrongly portrayed as a hero? Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. The guy literally sold his father's cow for some beans, and then he'd break and enter into the giant's home and then murder him. Zeus is a horrible person. If you look at the actual Greek myths, Hades is a pretty good dude though. Definitely, Zeus was disloyal to Hera and is a rapist, and it's treated like a running joke. Hades was loyal to his wife, and even the idea that he kidnapped Persephone has been mostly discredited in modern translations/interpretations. It's likely one of the most loving and consensual relationships in Greek mythology. All of the gods are flawed and jealous and everything, but altogether, Hades and Persephone are some of the least so, while Zeus is one of the worst. As a naive kid who didn't understand the concept of an unreliable narrator, I thought Greg Heffaley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid was pretty cool. As an adult, he is a rotten little piece of shit. Yeah. In real life, the way he is in the books, he would just be that one weird asshole that no one likes, not even bullied. Everyone would just hate being around him. P.T. Barnum in The Greatest Showman. Dude was definitely not a nice guy and completely focused on exploiting anyone with strange features. He touted an old black woman around as George Washington's 160-year-old nurse, and, when she died, had her autopsy performed live on stage for an audience. I found that strange. I had learned about P.T. Barnum in high school. Before the movie came out, he was a pretty awful person. I know it's a musical and all, but I was shocked at how nice they made him in the movie. Jerry, from Tom and Jerry. Tom is a hero. He is protecting Jerry. Steve Jobs, despite being worth a tremendous amount of money, he had to be sued for child support. Choosing to not provide for your family makes you a dirtbag. Apparently he was a smelly dirtbag. Dude never washed, because he believed being a fruitarian meant he had no body odor. His coworkers very much disagreed. He was known for being a visionary, but I guess not a smilanary. Robin Williams' character in Mrs. Doubtfire. As a kid, I was mad at Sally Fields for ruining everyone's fun, but as an adult, holy shit, Robin Williams' character is the worst. He sabotages his own career, destroys his house with zoo animals, going behind his wife's back to do so, after specifically being told not to have a crazy party, and literally tries to murder the new guy his ex-wife is dating. Pierce Brosnan's character, by serving him food he's allergic to, not to mention the basic plot of the movie, which is establishing a new identity to get closer to his kids, whom he's not allowed to be around. Snape. He was immature and treated Harry badly just because of his obsession with Lily. Albus Severus Potter. You were named after two absolute dicks I've ever known. One was a bully of a teacher and an incel. The other made him face a dark wizard because reasons. Dumbledore was the worst. At least Harry knew Snape hated him. Dumbledore was nice to his face and then put him in mortal danger. If you think about it, Odin from the MCU is a dick. He has covered up everything and raised Hela to be a cold-hearted killer and banished her for doing what he wanted. He also lied to Loki about being Asgardian. He made Loki think he could be king. He also got overconfident with Malekith. He also treats people who are not Asgardians like shit. He also stole and killed many people. He raised Thor to be a spoiled brat and got mad at him for it and banished him. He also died when Thor and Loki needed him to help them fight Hela. He's not a hero at all. I think that was the point of Ragnarok. Odin wasn't the best leader, and Thor has a chance to be better. Thor had his chance to lead until half of Asgard was murdered. Within a week and half of the surviving half were snapped. Yikes. Thomas Edison. Dude was smart, but a total scumbag. Edit. I just felt the need to elaborate a little more on why Edison is trash. But first, some things to know. Many people will want you to think he stole everything and invented nothing at all. But history is actually a little fuzzy on that. He was a smart man, but most of his influence stems from his vast marketing skill and deep pockets of cash. Many inventions that Edison is credited with were not invented by him, but likely these things would not have been as popular, or widely used, or influential without the cash and influence from Edison. He deserves only trace amounts of credit for helping those good inventions along, because here are a few of the reasons Thomas A. Edison was human garbage. A popular technique of his was slander. Using his money and influence, he destroyed many of his opponents, actual brilliant inventors and their ideas, because he cared more about money than the progression of science and technology. In experiments with X-rays, he resorted to irradiating his employees. Thankfully he also irradiated himself and almost went blind. Bastard deserved it. He did indeed kill elephants, but on top of that, he killed dogs, cats, and other neighborhood pets. He'd pay kids in the neighborhood to bring him animals, so he could electrocute them, to show just how dangerous his competitors' technology was. Speaking of electrocution, we have Edison to thank for the electric chair, another smear campaign to harm a competitor. The first execution took 8 minutes, multiple attempts, and the prisoner's skin bled and burned. Smell was so bad it's noted in many accounts. According to Edison, all the excitement had caused some bungling. Mid-World War I, Tesla was working on radar, a piece of technology that could saved many lives and improved the light military intelligence. Tesla's theories and research for radar and further development was rejected, not radar itself. When presented to the US Navy's head of research and development, none other than the pile of trash we call Thomas Edison prevented the further R&D of radar. Later on, this research would be the backbone for the actual development of radar in the 30s. I'm sure there are more stories, but these are the ones I'm aware of. I hope history will one day look upon Edison in the way he deserves. I think back to my 3rd grade class, where we learned how important his contributions were, and how he gave us the light bulb. Hogwash, the man was scum, and glorifying him is a gross misrepresentation of his impact. John Lennon, he took a holier-than-thou approach to telling the world imagine if this was a better place. When he wasn't telling other people how to live their life, he was brutally terrorizing and neglecting his family. Imagine Julian doesn't exist. That's what John did. Peace. More like peace, as on a couple of occasions John chipped a piece off Cynthia's tooth by backhanding her. Lennon was a talented musician who made a few feel-good songs when he wasn't writing/playing music. He was a monster to those who were closest to him. Him and Yoko also went on 2 bed strikes, basically staying in bed for a week as a protest. He said he was inspired by sit-ins, where people sit in front of a building they protest. Only him and Yoko did it in a bed in 5-star hotels with room service, and regularly had their sheets changed by maids. I wouldn't say he's portrayed as a hero, but a lot of Breaking Bad fans seem to think Walt is a hero who didn't do a thing wrong. He did plenty wrong. Kendall Jenner for walking at the Met Gala after eating fast food. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe.